I've always wanted to have a ghost story. Because like I've stayed in places, like, this place is really haunted. And I'm like, so you stay. I was a kid, I'd stay awake and go, if there's a ghost, I want to see it.
Right.
But I'm not like a crackpot in the sense that I think that there's poltergeists and there's people walking through walls dressed as nuns and shit. But, however, okay, so one night, there's a restaurant called Pacific Dining Car. If you've not been to it, you must go if you're in Los Angeles or visiting. It's giant, oversized rail cars. Have you guys ever been there?
No.
It's 24-hour fine dining. It's really, really, really good food, but also it's open all night long. And I've never been there in my life up until the last couple of years before like 3 a.m. because the bars would close down.
Yeah.
Like in like Echo Park or wherever, and then we would just hop down Beaudry and go downtown and go to this place. And the guys wear like, dinner jackets, tuxedo style dress, and everything's freshly made, and it's really cool. And so you're in these big oversized chairs. And in the middle of the night, there'd be like maybe like a rap group that just signed a deal over there, and then some off-duty, like for real, and it's like off-duty police officers over there, like plainclothes detectives or whatever. And in the morning, which I hadn't gone to in a long time, the bar is the club car. And they all kind of spoke off each other, so it's not like the thing is very linear. Like one car goes to the left, and you have to go straight, and then to the right to get to the bathroom, and then the club car is over there.
Uh-huh.
And in the morning, I sat down there once, and without any dialogue at all, there was like 3 other people there, and I think a lot of journalists go there from the like LA Times and stuff.
Yeah.
And because everybody's reading a paper in there, and there was golf on kind of quietly, and the old bartender came up, and he just kind of gave me a look, and I didn't say anything until he just started making me a Bloody Mary, and he put a hot newspaper in front of me, like just off the presses, kind of like it was like.
So this is like 6 a.m. or something?
No. I mean, it wasn't literally hot, but it felt like here's a paper that hadn't been wrinkled yet. Like it's just boom, and so it was like it's just a cool old school place. I love going there, but we'd always go there in the middle of the night. And I'm talking about for many years. I'd never been there at any other time than like in the middle of the night. And one time I'm there. And they all knew my name, like some of the waiters knew who I was and what I'd order, and it occurred to me that I'd never been to the bathroom there.
So wait, was the Bloody Mary guy a ghost?
No, that was a real.
Okay.
That was a real bartender.
So he just knew.
Look, hey, he might have been. That's why his newspaper was so hot. I go, well, shit, where's the restroom in here? I've never actually been. So I asked the waiter, I'm like, where's the restroom? And he goes, you go up the way you came in, then make a left, and it's on the right. So I'm walking around there, and it's like 4 a.m., and there's not really many people in the place, and certainly not in that area, because they don't seat you over in that area in the daytime. And there's a young Latino guy vacuuming up the carpet near the restroom. And so just a kind of going on, and I walk into the restroom, and we just make eye contact. He looks over at me, and he's kind of looking at me. His vacuum's going back and forth, and I see him, but he's just kind of staring at me, like not in a weird way or a threatening way or a creepy way. He was just kind of looking at me.
And he was the ghost.
And I kind of not everybody in the story is a ghost. There also might not be a ghost in the story.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so he kind of maintains eye contact with me for the few seconds it takes to walk by him. But he kind of just maintains this eye contact as I walk in, and I kind of give him a nod like guys do to each other.
Yeah.
And I go in there.
Howdy.
And I pee, and then I'm washing my hands, and I'm the only person in there, and I can still hear outside the zzzz from the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And I'm washing my hands, and I look up in the mirror, as you do, and when you're vain, like me. And
you got to check your teeth.
And a figure, a black kind of figure, some like shadow goes behind me. Like the size and shape of somebody moving behind you. And it fast. And so I just fucking turned around. Whoa! Like, it scared the fucking life out of me.
Yeah.
And there was nothing in there, but it kind of gave me the heebies because it just felt like somebody was just like coming up behind me or something like that. But it was like they were going straight across the frame behind me in the window.
Yeah.
In the mirror. And so I look around.
Just like in the fucking movies.
Huh?
Just like in the movies.
Yeah, I mean,
where they cross frame.
What's that one? Is it an Exorcist where there's the nurse is walking way down the hall, and then she comes way back up the hall, and then the thing comes out. This like shadowy figure kind of zooms across with a big sword or something like that. It scared the life out of me. It wasn't that bad, but it was like a black shadowy figure goes zoop behind me.
Yeah.
So I go, whoa, and so then I look around, like, is there a ceiling fan moving, or is the stall door swinging?
Could the light?
You started investigating.
I looking around. Okay, is anything moving in here that would cause a shadow?
Yeah.
to me, like, are there any moving parts in here beside me washing my hands?
Were these fluorescent lights?
No, I don't believe so. Just regular light bulbs.
Okay.
It's kind of an old school restaurant.
Uh-huh.
So, but not flickering. Nothing. Like it was completely still in there, and I still had the vacuum cleaner going on. And I out loud went, "What the fuck was that? What was that?" But not that loud. It was kind of under my breath. I don't want the guy outside to hear me. Although I don't even know if he would have been able to over the vacuum cleaner. But I was like, "What the fuck was that?" So I washed my hands, and again, I don't think scary ghosts. I don't leap immediately to there's a ghost in this bathroom.
Right.
I just felt like there was some fucking weird shit just happening.
Yeah, and if there was, he was embarrassed. He was trying to get out of there without you seeing him.
Yeah, but the door.
This guy just caught me taking a shit.
There was no way he would have made it to
Goddamn.
the door because the door was right by me. It's not that big of a bathroom. It's not a big cavernous, subway station of a bathroom. So at any rate,
What's the layout? What's the layout of the bathroom? You walk in the door.
you walk in, there's sinks to your right. I think urinal to either to your immediate left or just past the sink on the right, and then a stall just past it, I believe. So it's kind of a big rectangle. There's no like corridors or angles. Or
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
So I get over it. I'm not like I'm not flipping out or anything. A hair is not standing up in the back of my head. I just felt like something fucking. What the fuck just happened?
Was it cold? Did you get the chill thing?
No, but I think the whole I got the shivers thing. I think is a response you have if
Yeah, just goosebumps
if
or whatever.
If you hear a bear outside your tent, you might feel a little chilly too. I don't know. So I walk outside the dressing room. What a cunt.
Oh my God.
Outside the bathroom and there's a guy, he's still vacuuming there, and he's already looking at me. He's still like going back and forth, and his eyebrows are like a little bit raised, like kind of like a huh?
Yeah.
He's just
Like,
kinda
what do
looking
you
at me.
think? Sort of.
This is young Mexican dude, and I see him, and he's already looking at me, like expecting me when I come out. And he's like kind of with an expectant look on his face,
Yeah.
I'd say. And I point my thumb over my shoulder back at the bathroom, and I go, what's going on in there? And he goes, he looks at me and he turns the vacuum off and he goes, that bathroom's haunted, Holmes. We don't go in there alone at night.
Thanks for the heads up, man.
But he was kind of giving me I think he was kind of like looking back. He wanted to see if I was going to see it too.
Yeah.
When I came out and did that, he was like, oh no, it's fucking haunted. We all like we don't go in there alone at night. So I go back to the table. I, of course, being me who talk too much, tell this story 9 million times.
Yeah.
Again, it happened at the end. I've been in that restroom since. No phenomena. About, I don't know, a couple years later, I go there for the first time in the daytime with my friends Pauline and John. And we're going to have brunch there. And, of course, Pauline has already heard the story because to know me is to have heard all 11 of my stories 5 times. And so she goes, tell John the story. And John is this cool, like very hip, very logical guy.
Yeah. Like me.
Yeah, like you. Absolutely. But
Super handsome.
not quite as hip. Not quite as hip.
Thank you.
And way less logical.
Okay.
So I tell him the story, and he's kind of smiling, like, well, that's weird. He goes, I know I'm friends with the manager here. Like let's bring him over and see if he knows. I'm like, no, don't do that. now it's brunch, it's busy, it's like a Sunday, and so it's teeming with people, and there's families and shit. And I'm like, we don't need to tell the story, like make me look like a weirdo. And also, like, it's, he's busy. So he does come by eventually, and John's like, Jeff, tell him your story. And they were like all like happy to team me up to do that, and so I say to the guys, I said, well, I was telling them like I'd come here a long time, many times, and finally used the bathroom and saw this thing go by me, and I came out, and the young guy that was working there, like, vacuuming, he said like, and he
said, we've never had a young guy working here.
As I'm saying this, the guy's just looking at me
ghost.
totally straight faced, the manager guy. And I don't know if he was GM or just the manager for that shift or whatever he was, but he looked at me kind of like, and I said, yeah. And then the guy said, oh, that bathroom's haunted, Holmes. We don't go in there alone at night. And I go, that's the end of the story. And the guy is like, she kind of doesn't say anything. And Pauline or John is like, whoa, like what's like, so what's going? And he goes. And he looks over his shoulders, not like he doesn't want the families next door to hear because we're all going to run out screaming, but he looks over in the same way that I was circumspect about not wanting to tell the story. He goes, yeah, we've all seen it. And then Pauline and John were like, what? So the end. That's the end of my story. Like, now, is that a ghost story? Not necessarily, but they've all had this experience in that bathroom.
Jesus. So if I went there,
I would hope, in the same way, I think the guy vacuuming was hoping I would see it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you're not just an idiot.